Hey Ashwin, you had a question about complex factoring. I think it was under the factoring practice, right? So factoring practice, complex factoring, number 2. Okay, so it's regarding this question. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and factor it and see if I run into the same problem you did. And I have an idea as to what you're referring to, because you said I'm factoring by grouping and I have 6 and negative 9. I can't divide 6 by negative 9, so I would divide them by a multiple of both, for example 3. Yes, you would, and I'll show you why. So, for this particular question, we need to find two numbers that will multiply to give us, negative 18, but must also add to give us 3. So our two numbers are going to be 6 and 3, 6 and 3, and this should be a negative 3. Okay, so that allows us to split this to 6n, let's redo that. I'm going to set it up the way you have it set up. So negative 3n plus 6n, negative 3n plus 6n will give you 3n. And I'm guessing you have, copying the rest down, you have a negative 9 here and a 2n squared there. Okay, so to answer your question, here is you can't divide 6 by the negative 9. That's correct. Okay, so I'm going to ignore this for a second. I'm just going to factor this first part because it's easier. So to factor this first part, I see I can factor an n out of both. So that gives us 2n minus 3. Right? So keeping in mind, this is what I want to end up with on the other side. So with the next two, you are absolutely right. If I look at 6n and 9, I can't factor out a 6, right? So yes, I would just common factor, so look for a common multiple of these two, which in this case would be, like you said, 3. Okay. So by doing that, look what happens. If I factor out a 3, 6 divided by 3 will give us 2n. 9 divided by 3 will give us negative 3. So once you have the two in brackets to be the exact same, you know you've done it correctly. And then finally, you just have 2n minus 3, and then whatever's left over, n plus 3. Okay, there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. If not, let me know, and I'll post another video. Okay, bye.